Okay, so hey, I wanted to have a foia party. So before my dad got like really bad dementia where he couldn't talk, he had apparently filed a Freedom of Information Act request. That is with my brother, the results. Then I filed my own because I was like, oh, cool. I kind of followed his example to see what I could do. And so I'm kind of looking for a document. And I think this is complete. See, I had a little moment there where I sent some of my FOIA material to a collector who's working on archiving Dad's stuff for Middle Tennessee State University and Tennessee State University. And then he moved to Seattle. So okay. So probably anybody who used to know me or my obnoxious brothers are probably sick of us yakking about Dad's little job. So no, grandpa's little job, granddad's little job. So he was director of scientific intelligence here in '68. That's about when he was at his like the peak of his career. Notice of personnel action. There's a lot of stuff about this intelligence central control officer. 7, that's 49. Okay, that's kind of, well, he had $8,800 a year back in 49. That might have been a lot. San Diego State College. California. Let's see. So it's just a military duty research center, cultural, Okinawa. Oh, cool. So, Office of Scientific Intelligence, Scientific Analysis Division, Office of the Chief. So basically what I've learned over the years is people will like try to kill you for this stuff because they watch too many Hollywood movies and they don't want to hear about it. But I was really inspired. Oh, retirement division. Annuity checks. Oh my gosh. Health insurance. Boring. Ugh. Boring. Pay stubs. The one I want is when my grandma got a creepy phone call and they document it. Where would that be? My wife died December 31st, 1999. She died that last day, right before the first day of 2000. And that was a sad night. I was in Tennessee. I remember exactly where I was. My wife passed away. He was so distressed. Poor grandpa. Let's see. Okay, so Ransom Ludwig Eng, Lieutenant Commander, let's see, Arlington, Virginia, Intelligence Basic, Washington, D.C., Intelligence ADV, I'm assuming Advanced School, New York, Intelligence APAIR, New York. So right after the war. Oh, he's so cute. You want to see the grandpa? I kind of have something of his spooky little face. You want to see that? This little smile. The bow tie. Isn't that cute? Spooky little grandpa. Eng ransoming. Ransom L. Eng, R.L. Eng. Which I love that my name is M.R.L. Eng, because that would be like Monsieur R.L. Eng or Madame R.L. Eng. Ransom Ludwig. But it was really Ludwig Ransom, and I don't think he ever officially changed it. I don't know. He just didn't want to be called Ludwig because it might make him sound like, let's see, record of previous government service returned to Federal Records Center in St. Louis, Missouri. I love this stuff. Don't. Sorry, I'm not making fun. That was a really retro techno beat, yes. Annuities, boring. Proctology evaluation, breakthrough. Hemorrhoids. Oh my God, Grandpa, just forgive me. It's okay. Everybody's got hemorrhoids. Okay. Oh, EKG. That's nice. He had a heart rate. That's good. That's usually required. 2010. So I was down in Los Angeles when they requested this. Navy. Active duty. He worked for San Diego City Schools from 36 to 41. Isn't that cool? Oh, and like his, oh, what did I, what? I took notes on them? Of course I did. Of course I did. Don't want to waste scrap paper. Brothers and sisters. Oh, let's get it all. William John Eng, Vincent Eng, Mrs. Muriel Nichols, Mrs. Paul. So Muriel, that's a sister, I'm taking it. Pasadena. Donald Eng, Robert Eng. Father-in-law, Dexter Stevens. Oh, speak of the devil. Living. No, believed to be in San Diego. Continues to be AWOL. Okay, Ruth Bolsey Stevens, who threw Dexter out. Born in the US where? I know that. Chicago. Date of birth, January 22. Aha. An Aquarius on the Capricorn cusp. Do we have a birth date on this Dexter man? September 5th. Virgo. All right. On a farm in, it looks like Iowa. County not known. Born in Iowa? Good heavens. Nobody told me that. I thought it was from Georgia. All right. Blood marriage, blah. Pentagon. U.S. Navy Office of Naval Intelligence. Address, Pentagon. Okay. Reasons for leaving. Separated from Navy as an officer to take position with Office of Naval Intelligence as Naval Strategic Analyst under Civil I'm sure. Okay. Address. Office of Naval Intelligence, and it has Central Intelligence Agency with an X through everything. They're like, let's just call that Office of Naval Intelligence, because this is literally as it was becoming. Yes, here we go. Main Navy Building, Constitution Avenue, kind of business, intelligence, professional advancement to accept a position with Central Intelligence Agency, December 20th, 1946 to present. Oh, Foreign Affairs Officer. 7671 per year. 7,000 a year. Oh, give 5 character references. Redacted at CIA, redacted at CIA, redacted at CIA, and then Dr. Grant Taylor at Duke University Hospital. What is this, a little MK Ultra business? Dr. Joseph Robinson, Department of State, Economic Political Division, Great British Section, Arlington, Virginia. Okay. Navy Department. Let's see. Names of 5 persons who know you socially in the United States. And what is this an application for exactly? I mean, you've already got a cool job, dude. The heck? Mother-in-law. This is like the full dossier. Personal history statement. Answer all questions completely. Bring the subject's file security up. Oh, okay. 1949. So this is who he's hanging with in 49. Thompson, Tishner, Chase, Lewis, Mullen. University of California, Berkeley. Naval District Intelligence Office. Navy Department, D.C. Navy Department, D.C. Treasury Revenue Intelligence Unit. Oh. Financial background. Oh, no. Dear heavens. Bank of America? What's that? Richard McNulty. 3 credit references. San Diego Savings and Loan. Banks with Arlington Trust. Wilson and Courthouse Road. Let's see. Income from house. Are you entirely dependent on your salary? No. Income from house, like renting a house. Residence for the past 15 years. Oh my gosh. So Arlington, Mission Beach, San Diego, Pacific Beach. Let's see. No records in my files of previous residences. Although there were many, all in San Diego, a complete record could be reconstructed from the personal files of myself and my wife in the office of the superintendent, San Diego City Schools. Oh, wow. He can't even, wow. Let's see, constructed. So residents, let's see, Philippine Islands, military service, Okinawa, Ryukyu Islands, military service. Okay. Clubs, societies, and organizations. It's like he just scratched all through them. And why? And then it went X out. It said Phi Delta Kappa, California Teachers Association, Masonic Gate City Lodge, South Dakota, Gary, South Dakota, Lambda Chi Alpha, Social Fraternity, University of South Dakota. Yeah, maybe none, all foreign travel under naval orders, last U.S. passport. How many other U.S. passports not applicable? Foreign languages. Spanish, poor. Okay. French, poor. Read fair. Spanish. Okay. Sports and hobbies, photography and woodworking. 5 years teaching. Intelligence assignments without interruption. First as naval intelligence officer, specialist intelligence classification, then as a civilian naval intelligence analyst. Intelligence officer. I drink occasionally only, and then in moderation. Special intelligence clearance. I love their sense of organization. I've learned a lot from that. Their pagination and their typography. It's lovely. Oh boy. Memorandum to Ransom L. Eng, Executive for Inspections and Security. Reference is made to your several conversations with blank and to your memorandum 15 blank July 47 in closing text of article subject is above. The article in question has been reviewed and clearance is hereby granted. This clearance has been granted in view of the fact that your identity with the Central Intelligence Group is not revealed and that classified material has not been used in preparation for this article, save to the extent indicated therein. I believe this to be Roswell related. He was the, I don't know, when did Roswell happen? Do we have to look that up? All right, let's go. Where was the Roswell incident? You know, and what's kind of crazy is Roswell incident. Yeah, July 1947. There we are. Yes, he was cited in a book or two, an article or two, eventually. And then they would keep disappearing off the internet as things do. And all he said was inconclusive. Oh, too ecstasy. Jesus. Okay, now, for one thing, I need to turn on the light, but it doesn't look good. The pink and the glimmer of these fabulous lights. Okay, so the shopping cart prosecution. Do I need to talk about Clatsop County? The chick in the shopping cart prosecution. Yo, way to go. You got a fentanyl dealer by the library, but you got a shopping cart girl down in your jail. Okay. And by okay, I mean not okay. Oh, what is this? Secrecy agreement. I, Ransom L. Eng, agree that by virtue of my duties in Central Intelligence Group, I have been the recipient of information and intelligence which concerns the present and future security of the United States and which belongs to the United States. This information and intelligence, together with the methods of collecting and handling it, are classified according to the standards set in the State, War, and Navy departments. I have read and understand the provisions of the Act of Congress of June 15, 1917, Espionage Act, as amended, concerning the disclosure of information relating to the national defense, and I am familiar with the penalties provided for violation thereof. I further agree that I do not now, nor shall I ever possess any right, interest, title, or claim to any. Okay, you get it. Pretty cool. Oh, security regulations. All right. So this is fun, but how do I get to the... I'm going to have to take it out of it. Let's see. Okay, so here it goes. Dear Miss Eng, on 22 November 2010, the Office of the Information and Privacy Coordinator received your Freedom of Information Act request dated 11 November 2010 for records on your father, Stephen Richard Eng, your grandmother, Helen Stevens Eng, and your grandfather, Ransom Ludwig Eng. We assigned your request the reference number above. Our records reflect that you submitted an earlier request for information on Ransom Ludwig Eng. We processed your request and sent you over 400 documents, the same records that your father received in response to his request on the same subject. Since we've already provided you with all releasable records on your grandfather, we must decline to process this portion of your request. With respect to Stephen Richard Eng and Helen Stevens Eng, we need as much identifying information as possible. Okay, so basically, I think, so I did get one back on Stephen, who had a little, oh dear heavens, am I dripping washed hair onto my foia party? Looks like I am. Right, hope that dries nicely. Okay, explanation of exemptions under the Freedom of Information Act. Okay, here we go. You have not reasonably described the records you seek. Karen G. Brothers, request liaison. Okay, so Department of State is responsible for formulating and executing U.S. foreign policy. What is this about? Okay, so. No. How would I find it? It's almost like I think I would find it online, possibly. My previous annuity check. Non-receipt of his tax annuity statement. Like, please, boring. I can see, oh, they have this funny thing, they call it the talent. These like funny little code names. It's cute. It's cute, kawaii. Kaiser Foundation. Retirement. Identifying information. You know, and what I was hoping was that if I kept up with them, I could see if anything became declassified. Because all this boring stuff about his health care and his medical insurance, while charming, isn't really that interesting, is it? Okay. 407 documents, exemptions, okay. Proctology, come on, Grandpa. Don't you dare. Okay, EKG stuff. Yeah, look at that. Fabulous. Oof. Security violation. Who did what? When? It's all redacted. But okay, here we go. Mr. Eng failed to place a classification stamp on the document. 1953. Ooh. Inadvertently failed to place a classification stamp on it. Oi, oi, oi. He indicated that a similar document could be fabricated by an individual who had knowledge of the Russian language. No previous security violations. Instant material, 1953, conducting the after-hours security check. She assumed the document could be found. He realized his error after disseminating copies of the document, and then subsequently had taken steps to have all of them stamped with the security classification. Oh heavens. Class C clearance, 1952. Oh, and these are the people you've never been. This is cute. This is like, I have never been a member of all these horrible organizations that would be like National Council of American Soviet Friendship, for instance, the Socialist Workers' Party. Go figure. Tom Paine's School of Westchester, or shall we say Worcester, New York? I don't know what's right. Ukrainian American Fraternal Union. Oh my gosh, wasn't that like sponsored by the CIA? Hungarian American Council for Democracy. So there's Appendix C, the So you've never been a member of the totalitarians or the fascists or the communists. Communists continued. I bet there's a Finnish one, isn't there? Probably. Finnish American Mutual Aid Society, surely. Organizations adopted approving the commission of acts of force. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, all the clannish stuff, all the clan variations. Nope, not a member of that. Crap. Organizations which seek to alter the form of government in the United States. That would be Communist Party, Nationalist Party of Puerto Rico. Alrighty, Industrial Workers of the World. All right, yep. Okay, all clear on that. Name in full. Who are these people? That's like a bunch of Engs. William Eng. Who's that? Okay. I found it. I think. Okay. Happy days. Here we go. 20 December 1950. Here are the details on the telephone call this morning. Sorry I don't have more information, but I think a file check will be possible with what I have. Last night I received a phone call from Redacted. Redacted said he had run across my name in the phone book and decided to call me. My first thought was that he possibly was using this opening, despite the fact that he had known me only casually, and so long ago as a wedge to open up a real estate deal, as we've been looking for houses and are listed as prospects by a number of realtors. It is also quite possible that Redacted has no motive other than a normal desire to extend his circle of acquaintances for business reasons. The telephone call was sufficiently unusual, however, to prompt me to make a record at least. Was sufficiently unusual, however, to prompt me to make a record, at least, of this conversation. In 2 previous calls to my wife, Blank was persistent in inquiries regarding exactly where I worked, despite what amounted to a rebuff when my wife refused to answer questions by blithely changing the subject. He was equally persistent when I talked to him over the phone and had no more success, despite the casual status of our acquaintance and despite the considerable lapse of time. Blank was quite insistent that we have lunch together at the Washington Press Club. Pressure of Christmas shopping, possible arrival of relatives was given as an excuse for delay. Blank said he would call me back again sometime after the first of the year. I have a vague but definitely uncertain recollection that his name appeared on some of the reports I handled while Chief of Naval Intelligence Communist Desk. 11th Naval District Headquarters, San Diego, California. My acquaintance with Blank was for a few months in about 1935 when I had an office in San Diego County Probation Office where I was directing research project jointly sponsored by San Diego City Schools and the County Probation Office. At that time, my acquaintance was never close. I never visited him at his home, nor did he visit me. As I recall, but again, I am not certain, Blank was interested in the San Diego branch of Teachers Union, which at that time was being pushed by the Communist Party. Whew. Whew. That's it. I feel a little bit like let down that it wasn't Stranger, but maybe there was a Stranger one somewhere else. Just a communist calling from California. Special intelligence. Perfect security record. So this like failure to put a little stamp on something seems inadvertent. Oh, poor thing. I wonder if he was freaking out. Oh, dear heavens. Vincent thing. What? Vincent, Muriel, Robert, Donald, William. chronological history. University of South Dakota. San Diego. Okay, well, I'm bored now. This is just terribly boring. Concerning, he said that our memoranda requested information from him as to whether or not additional investigation should be conducted in an effort to further consider the subject for clearance for access to special intelligence information. 1948. Los Angeles, California. Date of birth, September 15th? That's not true. It's September 8th. Or were we told something else? Or maybe it was a delay of birth certificate? I don't know. What? Dexter Stevens, September 5th, 1875. Iowa? Storm Lake, Iowa? Marshall, Illinois. Ruth Balsey. Okay. Richard McNulty is an emergency address. Okay. Oh my God, there goes heavens. We didn't mean to do that. We were just being rather careless, weren't we? Oh boy. All right. So that was the FOIA party. Hope you enjoyed that. Oh, Emily Rainica is going to win in court tomorrow. Did you think? We're all going to be winners in a way. It's going to be win-win for the prosecutors and their 82 unrepresented defendants. Or is it perhaps 83 by now? Or is it 76? Or is it 92? Who knows? Maybe I should call Salem again. The poor lady in Salem just loves me, but I think she knows I'm keeping tabs on them at this point as to their denial of due process in Clatsop County due to the horrific public defender crisis that anybody could have seen coming 10 years ago if you paid any attention to how poorly people were being represented, which leads to malpractice lawsuits, which jack up the insurance. Oh, and I've got a public safety council meeting tomorrow at 2:30 at the county building. That's going to be dope. I hope Ron comes in person, and I'm trying to figure out if Ron goes via video conference because he hates Bo so much, or I don't know, do Ron and Bo get along? Maybe it's like a very tense father-son relationship. I don't know. But it seems this other little fellow, I think it's McCracken, or he's some little like, oh, you suddenly remember me from back when you were helping me with being assaulted. Oh, now you're just suddenly out to get me because I've gone a bit too far, have I? In reporting Chris Duffy and Corey Quint and Ozark. Any other like misogynist pigs want to get in my way? And then, so I got to file my orders, order to compel. And then like Alex was like, well, pretty much I think what he really meant to say is like, this is all going to be irrelevant tomorrow when we drop this whole case. And I'm like, yeah, but let's just pretend that I'm still fighting. And he was like, oh, great, you got your discovery packet. And I'm like, no, I'm talking about more exculpatory evidence. But I'm like, yeah, your discovery packet is kind of full of exculpatory evidence. It really is. So this is like my favorite stacking maker because this grandpa was so dope. He's got art now in the Benjamin Young Inn up there, spook watercolor, and all over the. Even found one at the Free Table and the Senior Center, and my brother has the good Trafalgar Square ones, the British ones. You know, it's kind of hard to know. And my friend Lucy has them. Jessica from Beacon Clubhouse and AA, she has, whoops, can you say AA? You can't say AA. I didn't say that. Triple A. Oh yeah, and somebody threw a rock in the window of the church. Nobody was responding well to the possibility that it might be political. I'm like, nothing to see here with no shelter for 8 months, is it not? 8 months? 8 months of no shelter. Astoria, Oregon. Okay, that was my party.